Hi, my name is Larry Scott, and I'm here to support the Snyder ISD bond issue. Um, I am probably one of the most sentimental people tied to Snyder High School. Uh, I worked for Snyder ISD for 33 years. 32 of those years I was at the high school, and the last 18 years I was the high school principal. My wife graduated from Snyder High School and attended Snyder ISD all her life. And I had 3 sons do the same. They graduated from Snyder High School. And with those 18 years of as a high school principal, I think I know every nook and cranny of the high school. And so I just kind of like to explain some situations, some things that have been brought up, questions, and just give some insight to them that hopefully will make you want to support the bond. I think one thing people ask, how did we get to this situation? Back in the early 2000s, we started a 5-year plan to renovate part of the high school. And I will tell you that myself, as the high school principal at that time, and the other administration from central office, we were far from perfect. But we did have a plan, and that 5-year plan stretched to like 9 or 10 years. And so there was a lot of things done. We added to the athletic facilities, the Worsham Auditorium was renovated, and a new cafeteria. And part of the reason this bond issue is being brought up is the same issues that had us to have to build a new cafeteria. All the utilities that ran underneath the ground under the cafeteria couldn't be fixed. And so that's why the old cafeteria had to be torn down, and then we built a new one. Another issue that kind of added to the factor is that I retired in 2011. Since that time, there has been 8 high school principals, and there's been 4 superintendents. And what happens, you get a new principal or a new superintendent in, what are they concentrating on first? Well, it's academics first. And then about the time they say, okay, we got our academics going, let's look and see what other problems we have. Well, we'd get a new principal. Then the new principal comes in. What are they concentrating on? Let's go for academics. And so at this point, like I say, it's nobody's fault. It's just the way it happened. And it's just nothing can be done, because the time people figure out, hey, this needs to be fixed and needs to be taken care of, well, they move on and a new one comes in and they've got to find out all themselves again. But now we have consistency at the high school with Mrs. Juarez as the principal, has been there several years, and we have the superintendency and the central office that have that consistency. So they're aware of the problems, and that's what we're going to try to take care of. One thing else that has come up is the state of Texas is very famous for unfunded mandates. And that means they pass a law and tell you, you have to do this, but they don't give you any money. So one of the advantages of this bond issue and the way that the high school will be rebuilt and renovated is the number of doors and outside access where the students have to be going from building to building. I know I had a parent one time tell me, he said, we need to have a metal detector at every door. So I pulled out my handbook with the map and I started counting the number of doors. And when it got to 17, they said, okay, I get your point. And so with this bond issue and the plans, the students won't have to be going outside for different classes, and that's going to be a great help for their safety. The biggest issue I think everybody's concerned about is taxes, and rightfully so. And I think one thing that I can make it just as simple as possible, when your taxes for your home are up here, in this new along with the bond issue, there's going to be, I think there's 15 or 16 constitutional amendments. Proposition 13 has to do with lowering your property tax for your home exemption. And what it'll do is going to raise your homestead exemption from $100,000 to $140,000. So if your taxes are here on your property tax, it's going to go down. Now, if the bond issue passes, everybody's taxes will go up. For most people, it's still going to be lower than what you were. There's going to be some that's higher, but it's not going to be way higher. It's going to be just a little bit higher. And so the Snyder ISD has a tax calculator on their website. You can look at it and figure out exactly what it is. I will tell you also that if you already haven't received it, you will be soon your new tax evaluations from the city. And I tell you how confident they are that this new Proposition 13 is going to pass. They've already adjusted for your homestead exemption to $140,000 and sent it out. I was talking to them and they said, yeah, the state's already put it in there because they just know that's going to pass. So take a hard look at what your taxes are going to be for your home. And I think you'll find out if it doesn't go down, it just goes up very little, even with the passing of this bond issue. For businesses, I'm sorry, there's no help for you. I wish there was. But one thing I want you to consider, in this bond issue, there is the CTE, the Career and Technology Education Building. When I took the tour of the campuses early on, I was really surprised at the high school, at the wood shop and the metal shop were exactly the same as they were when I retired 15 years ago. And the enrollment is probably doubled in those type classes. So there's need to be change there. And I tell you, as a business owner, I think you know the quality of our citizens is directly related to our education system. If we have a better education system, you're going to have quality workforce. And also along that same line, our plumbers, electricians, our cabinet makers, they're all getting older and they're retiring, and there's going to be fewer of them. And we've got a strong program going at the high school, and those guys need, and gals, they need the support. And I think as a business owner, even though your taxes, yes, they're going to go up, you will see that it's better for Snyder and Scurry County because our workforce is going to be better, our quality of our citizens are going to be better, and it's going to be better for your business. As far as the other campuses that are going, the elementary school is 17 years old. Part of this bond issue is going to replace the HVAC units on that building. And by doing that, they'll be able to rotate the new units, and you won't have to come in and replace everything all at one time, but they'll start the rotation. I hope that some of the explanations I've given have helped you out, and I hope it's going to make you where you're in favor of the bond issue. And I would tell you, if something I said has brought up concerns that you need more answers or questions, make sure, I think the administration building will know how to get a hold of me. One other thing that I left out about the high school, in around 2009, we put new carpet in all the classrooms. That carpet is still there. You can do the math. I can't do the math, but you take a classroom that has about 4 or 5 classes a day with 100 kids coming in there 187 days out of the year for about 16 years. You can imagine what that carpet's like. So that's part of the issue too. I appreciate you giving the time to me to listen and take in the information. And like I say, if you have questions, don't hesitate to call the administration building. They can answer the questions or they can get a hold of me. Thank you for your time, and please vote for the bond.